Now, when I was thinking about how we have fun in the black community, one of the things that we equate to fun is how high we get. Like how faded we get. We brag about being lit. We brag about being high. We brag about just getting fucked up. That is a big deal in our community. And I start to look at it like, why? Like, if you really think about it, it's nothing special about being under the influence or being so faded that, you just can't remember nothing. And this be the biggest thing that we have to talk about in a lot of our conversations when we have get togethers, when we go to parties, when we do all of these things that, we think are fun. It's always about like, nigga, I was high, man. I was so loaded. I did this and that. And it's such a big deal. And I'm like, that's a bad look on us. That just shows you that we as a people, we are really messed up. Like we're really messed up because what people where that you can think of where the only thing that they can talk about is how loaded, how faded, how lit, how fucked up they was and how they did this and they was acting crazy. These are the things that I see with our community. Now, don't get me wrong. I know all races of people do the same thing. But what I'm saying is that we brag about this, and this is something big in our community, in the young community, no matter what the age is when it comes to black people, young, old, whatever, we brag about getting loaded and getting twisted. You know what I mean? And I thought about when I used to get high years ago, and I used to feel unaccomplished. I used to feel damn near worthless. I used to feel like I ain't got nothing done today. You know what I mean? It's part of our culture. And these is things that we done seen uncles, aunties, fathers, mothers do. So a lot of these things we pick up from the older generation before us and that older generation. And when you really look at black people, we are the perfect people because of our history, because of our traumas that we have that been passed down. We are the perfect people to go into addiction. We're the perfect people to go into, being addicted, smoking weed every day, to cigarettes, to, crack cocaine, whatever the drug may be, alcoholism, whatever it may be. We're the perfect people to abuse drugs because what most drugs do, well, all drugs do, is numb things down. They numb down reality, not permanently, but in order to get that good carefree feeling again and again, you're going to have to keep medicating. You're going to have to keep doing whatever it is that's giving you that euphoria, that feeling of checking out, that feeling of just floating and not giving a F and, the hell with my problems, the hell what's going on. In reality, I want to check out for a minute and have fun. But that has become a culture within our culture to brag about how faded you are. And a lot of y'all, well, I know a lot of black people would say, you can't be addicted to certain drugs. The main drug being weed. And I can actually say I was addicted to weed. I know I was addicted to weed. But of course, we have all of these things that we have learned from white America, right? From America, because they had the hippie era. They had the era where it's called recreational use. They had magazines, and now they have dispensaries, and now they have it legalized in different states. And so that drug in particular, people look at it like, come on, man, you can't be addicted to, it ain't nothing. I can still function. I can still do this. I can still do that. But many people will tell you, and I know a lot of people wouldn't want to admit this, is that weed does take away from your ability to have ambition, your ability to be assertive, to be aggressive and, doing things and, challenging your goals or whatever. But let's just say whatever it is, smoking. A lot of people will say, well, God made it. It's from the earth. A lot of these drugs, they're from the earth. So why we can't do them? They're natural. Well, I feel like it's probably millions of plants and substances that you can burn and you can inhale it. You can smoke it, and you can get some type of head change, some type of feeling from inhaling that smoke from whatever plant, whatever substance that is known to man. But just common sense tell you that our lungs ain't designed for smoke to be in them anyway. Common sense tells you that. Common sense tells you that hot smoke is not supposed to be in our lungs. But I'm gonna get off of that. The point is that we brag about getting loaded and getting high, and that thing is like a highlight in the black community. It's a highlight of our lives, and I forgot to even talk about what happens with the music. We talk about it in the music, and basically what we have become is we made it popular, right, for us to be junkies, for us to be drug heads. It's now popular. It's a popular thing. There's no such thing as us telling each other that at a young age we shouldn't do drugs. No more. Everybody is doing drugs. And so since we're always dumbed down, since we're always loaded, we might as well be in a psych ward where they have people loaded with drugs just staring at a wall. Since we like to say how loaded we were, how stuck, how faded, how we couldn't move, how, the drug had us spinning and had us, wishing we hadn't done it. And this stuff is something that we want to do over and over and over again. You literally have people to say how terrible they felt, how they was coughing up a lung, but it's something you want to go back to over and over again. That is a culture of addiction. And the thing is, in the black community, we just call addiction and being a junkie having a good time.